Well, hello and how are you? This here Shenandoah Briscoe. Today is blog number 106. That makes the date May the 16th. That's correct, May 16th. I don't really know what's on the agenda today, so in lieu of having something on the agenda, you know what happens. I end up singing a song. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sing a song, okay? Here we go. Well, it's all that I could do to keep from crying. Sometimes it seems so useless to remain. But you don't have to call me darling, darling. You never even call me by my name. You don't have to call me Waylon Jennings. You don't have to call me Charlie Pride. You don't have to call me Merle Haggard anymore, or even though you're on my fighting side. And I'll hang around as long as you will let me. And I'll never mind standing in the rain. But you don't call me darling, darling. You never even call me by my name. Well, I've heard my name a few times in your phone book. Hello, hello. And I've seen it on a sign where I've played. But the only time I know I'll hear David Allen Cole is when Jesus has his final judgment day. So I'll hang around as long as you will let me. And I'll never mind standing in the rain. But you don't have to call me darling, darling. You never even call me by my name. Well, a friend of mine named Steve Goodman wrote that song, and he told me it was a perfect country and western song. I wrote him back a letter, and I told him it was not the perfect country and western song, because he hadn't said anything about mama, or trains, or pickup trucks, or prison, or getting drunk. Well, he sat down and wrote another verse to the song, and he sent it to me. And after reading it, I realized my friend had written the perfect country and western song. And I felt obliged to include it on this here album. So the last verse goes like this. Well, I was drunk the day my mama got out of prison, and I went to pick her up in the rain. But before I could get to the station in my pickup truck, she got ran over by a darned old train. And I'll hang around as long as you will let me. And I'll never mind it standing in the rain. And you don't have to call me darling, darling. You never even call me. Well, I wonder why you don't call me. Why don't you even call me by my name? There we go. How was that? All right, all right, all right, all right. I kind of like that one. Select all. Wake up. Select all. More songs by David Allen Cole. backspace, spacebar, lyrics, select all. Go to sleep. Okay, now I'm going to have to get a drink before I start the next one, so I'm going to move this thing back up over here this time. On account, it's better over there for me when I'm looking down lists and everything. Alright, here we go. Oh, let's see. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. Ba-da-ba-bum. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go home. Good night, sweetheart. Good night. Huh? I don't know. Ba 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 doo 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 da dee doo ba da 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 bum ba ba boom. Ooh, there's a song. I'll go with that. I'll go back to that and do that song. Select all. Wake up. Select all. Delete that. Give me the lyrics to Uneasy Rider. Go to sleep. While I was taking a trip out to L.A., tooling along in my Chevrolet, toking on the number and digging on the radio. Just as I crossed the Mississippi line, I heard that highway starting to whine, and I knew that left rear tire was about to blow. Well, the spare was flat, and I got uptight, 'cause there wasn't a filling station in sight. So I just limped on down the road, limped on down the shoulder on the rim. I went as far as I could, and when I stopped the car, it was right in front of this little bar, kind of a redneck-looking joint called the Dewdrop Inn. Well, I stuffed my hair up under my hat, and I told the bartender that I had a flat, and would he be kind enough to give me some change for a one. There was one thing in there that I was sure proud to see. There wasn't a soul in the place except for him and me, and he just looked disgusted and pointed towards the telephone. I called up the station down the road a ways, and he said he wasn't very busy today. He could have somebody out there in just 10 minutes or so. Sorry, muscle spasm. He said, now, you just stay right there where you're at, and I didn't bother to tell the darn fool that I sure as heck didn't have anywhere else to go. And I just ordered up a beer and sat down at the bar. When some guys walked in and said, who owns this car with the peace signs, the mag wheels, and the 4 on the floor? He looked up at me, and I darn near died. And I decided that I'd just wait outside. So I laid $1 on the bar and headed for the door. Just then I thought I'd get out of there with my skin. Just when I thought I'd get out of there with my skin, these 5 big dudes come strolling in. One with one old drunk chick and some feller with green teeth. I was almost to the door when the biggest one said, "You tip your hat to this lady, son," and when I did, all that hair come out from underneath. Now, the last thing I wanted was to get into a fight in Jackson, Mississippi on a Saturday night, especially when there was 3 of them and only 1 of me. Well, they all started laughing, and I felt kind of sick, and I knew I'd better think of something pretty quick. So I just reached out and I kicked old Green Teeth right in the knee. Now, he had a loud yell that would curl your hair, but before he could move, I grabbed me a chair, and I said, "Now watch him, folks, 'cause he's a thoroughly dangerous man. Now, you may not know it, but this here man's a spy. He's an undercover agent for the FBI, and he's been sent down here to infiltrate the Ku Klux Klan." Now, he was still bent over, holding on to his knee, but everybody else was looking and listening to me, and I laid it on thicker and heavier as I went. I said, "Would you believe this man has gone as far as to tearing Wallace stickers off the bumpers of cars, and he voted for George McGovern for president? Well, his friends, he's a friend of them long-haired hippie-type pinko fags. I bet you he's even got a commie flag tacked up on the wall in his garage. Now, he's a snake in the grass, I tell you guys. He may look dumb, but that's just a disguise. He's a mastermind in the way of espionage." They all started looking real suspicious at him, and he jumped up and said, "Now, wait a minute, Jim. You know he's a lying. I've been living here all my life. I'm faithful father of Brother John Birch, and I belong to the Antioch Baptist Church, and I ain't even got a garage. You can call home and ask my wife." Then he started saying something about the way I was dressed, but I didn't wait around to hear the rest. I was too busy moving and hoping I didn't run out of luck. When I hit the ground, I was making tracks, and they were just taking my car down off of the jacks, so I threw the man a 20, and I jumped in and fired that mother up. Well, Mario Andretti would have sure been proud to the way I was moving when I passed that crowd coming out the door and had 'em headed toward me in a trot. And I guess I should have gone ahead and run, but somehow I just couldn't resist the fun of chasing them all just once around the parking lot. Well, they headed for their cars, but I hit the gas and spun around and headed them off at the pass. I was slinging gravel and putting a ton of dust in the air. I had them all running out there, stepping and a-fetching like their heads was on fire and their asses was catching. Then I figured I'd better go and hit and split before the cops got there. When I hit the road, I was really wheeling, with the gravel flying and the rubber squealing, and I didn't slow down till I was almost to Arkansas. I think I'd gonna reroute my trip. I wonder if anybody'd think I'd flip if I went to L.A. by Omaha. There you go. How's that? I love it. I love it. I love it. Boy, I tell you, I can do some Shirley Daniels, boy. He's a good old boy. I done the Devil Went Down to Georgia at another time, so we're not going to do that one again. And besides, that looks here like my time is up. So this is Shenandoah Briscoe saying hello and how are you? You know, God loves you, and so do I. So have a blessed day, and we'll check you tomorrow, alrighty? Please be sure and tune in, and I'll have something good for you right on the docket. Not that I know what it is yet, but we'll come up with something. Alrighty? Oh, well, alrighty then. Good night.